Okay, let's take a quick look at the lab for this week, Geology of Icy Worlds. I just wanted to give you a couple of hints on some things to make things go a little easier for you. Real quickly, let's start with the first question in the lab. There's, three different views of three different moons of Jupiter. And these are all the same size on the surface, so they're equivalent areas. And I think you'll find them a lot easier to work with if you save this image out as a file. Let's see. Okay, I'll just call it, that's as good as any. All right, and that saves the file out. Then I can open it up here, and it's big. So you see, this way you can really see all the detail around the different features that are labeled. It's easier to discern craters versus just strange dark shapes. And I think this will be a lot easier for you to answer the first question in the lab, and it's actually the first 4 or 5, I think, using this image. Okay? All right. That's the first thing. The next thing, I'm going to jump down to the last section of the lab, which involves you being asked to create a geologic map of either Pluto or Charon, which is the large, Pluto and Charon are almost a double planet. Okay, they're so close in size, but Pluto's the biggest, so officially Charon is the moon, the largest moon of Pluto. So when you're doing this question, you'll want to download one of these images. I'm going to do it a little differently. I previously downloaded a picture of Earth's moon. I'm doing that as an example because I don't want to do the assignment for you by outlining interesting regions on Pluto or Charon. So I'm going to go through some of the steps for you using our moon. Now remember, you have to basically annotate the image like the earlier ones, with A, B, C, D, E, things like that, showing different regions. You must define at least 3 regions of interest, so A, B, and C at the very least. And optionally, it says you can also draw borders around those regions. So let's take a look at doing this work. So what I'm going to do is I'm doing it in Google Slides. So I came to my Google Drive, and you have a Google Drive area. If you go to your Gmail for CGC, you can obviously access this stuff. And I'm going to say over here, I'm going to say New and Google Slides. There it is. So it's going to give me a brand new document. The first thing I'm going to do is get rid of these title slides things. So I click on the first item, and then you can right click and say delete. Boop, there it goes. Okay, just get a clean slate. All right, get rid of these themes. Don't need them. Now, the other thing I need to do is open up a folder and go to my temp area, and there's the full moon document. I'm going to open that in just a preview on a Mac. If you double click on JPG on a Windows machine, it'll probably open it up in Paint or some other image viewer. And so here's the moon. So I can come up here to the edit menu and just say copy. I'm going to copy the whole image. And then I come back to my presentation that has nothing on this slide. Right click and paste. There it is. I'm going to move it over to the middle just to make it look a little better. Maybe I can embiggenate just a bit. Okay, so there you go. Now I've got a picture of the moon. I'm ready to start labeling things. All right, let's see here. Well, I do know I'm going to need a text box wherever I label something. So I'm going to say text box, and I'm going to come down here. I just think this big crater, and you can see that material from this crater was thrown across large distances on the moon. So I'm going to count this crater and its ejecta field, is what it's called, as an item. So I'm going to create a little text box. I just clicked and dragged and I let go, and there it is. There's my text box. Now it looks like I'm going to be drawing with black. I don't want black. So I'm going to come up here and choose something I can really see, like this bright green. There we go. And since it's the first region of interest, I'm going to type the letter A. There we go. Okay, and I can click out here on the white to make it go. Now it's not as close to the crater as I'd like, so I'm going to click it again. And with my cursor looking like a big X with arrows on it, I can move it a little closer to the crater, a little bit closer. And click out here again. That's good. Because really, it's more than just the crater. It's the crater and all of the material that was ejected from the impact. All right, so that's my first region of interest. What else we got? There's obviously areas that are darker and areas that are lighter. Something's going on there. Gosh, almost all of this is like one big area of interesting new material. And by the way, you might notice that this area up here looks almost like a crater of a very, very big impactor, and you can see the ridge here that probably was the edge of that crater. And that big crater probably brought up a lot of lava from the center, or magma from inside the moon, and flooded this entire area, you know? And that's what made it look so new and kind of pristine. There's not a lot of craters that have fallen in the black areas here, whereas there are a lot of craters in the light. All right, so I need to make another text box. I'm talking too much. Here we go. Let's, I want another one. I'm gonna come up here and put it here. Okay, and this time I want a different color. Since it's, you know, it's B, let's do, ooh, how about magenta? I like it. So I'll put B up here where we can see it. I'll click out here. Ah, I can see that. And I would think that maybe this lighter colored area, I mean, it's quite a bit of an area here, but I'm gonna put a C by that. All right, put it right in the middle. Wow, that's a big box. I didn't need it that big, so I'm just gonna bring it back. That's just unnecessary. And let me pick a different color again for this region. And let's do a really light blue. We'll use this cyan, okay? And we'll call that C. All right, so now I've identified 3 different regions. You can, if you choose to, just stop here, but I think it's kind of cool to actually draw a line around the regions. So I'm going to come up here and select a scribble line. That means I can draw it wherever I want. Okay, scribble line. And it's not till I draw it that I can change the color or the width. So I'm going to try to do this whole area down here that's old, that's white and has a lot of craters. So I'm going to start right here. I'm going to click and hold the mouse down and basically try to draw this whole area. Try to follow it as best as you can, but you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to skip that little bit there. No, I'm going to get it. I'm going to go ahead and grab this. I missed a little bit, but don't tell anybody. And it kind of comes up here, and I'm going to stop. And now I'm going to go and draw it the other way, okay? I'm going to start here and draw another one. Got to choose scribble again, break, and start here and draw another one. All right. Could go all the way up here, I would think. I didn't mean to go that far. All right, well, you get the idea. So now I need to change these lines. If this is the C, I want it to be a wider line. So I'm going to make it 4 points. And I'm going to change its color to cyan. There it is. Okay. And then let's come back over here. Find that other one. Where's that other one? There it is. And this one I'm going to do the same because it's part of C. want the line color to be cyan, and I want the weight to be 4 points. Okay, there you go. So I've kind of determined that this whole area out to the edges of the body are C. It's the light white, lots of craters area. So you can go on and keep doing the same thing. You could draw around the B section. You could draw just around the crater and the biggest part of its, most clear part of its ejecta ring. Up to you. And you know, that's what I wanted to show you, was the easy way you can use Google Slides to create a geologic map. All right, and then you have to go on and do more in part 3, where you have to describe each of your regions or features and the relationships between them, etc. All of this you're going to do fine, but I wanted to show you the easiest way to go make your own geologic map. And I think that's it. Talk to you later. And if you have any questions about any of this, please shoot me an email, send me a message in the Canvas inbox. Okay, take care.